moving on from the previous section on the trip to the casino and how I showed you guys how to start thinking about random events and how a casino can help us in moving forward in our trading. Okay, this is how we want to start thinking about trading random distributions and sample sets. Now, if we take that same concept from the casino, which we just showed you, and we move it into our trading, okay, we now start to think about trading it slightly differently. So in this section, we're going to look at trading in sample sizes, and I'm going to show you how the amateur trader thinks. Okay, so what the amateur trader does is he goes off to the internet, buys a trading system, and what he does is now he starts to trade. So he takes the first trade, and it's a winner. Now, after the first trade, first system, normally, just starting out, you're pretty happy, picking a winner. Second trader comes along and it's a loser. Now, you're not quite sure, if you should be happy or upset, but, most times you're starting to feel a bit of pain. Third trade comes along and it's a winner. Pretty excited. Okay, this looks like quite an easy way of making money. Fourth trade comes along and it's another winner. The fifth trade comes along, it's a loser. Okay, so we have sort of a random distribution here. The amateur trader is normally not aware about sort of random distributions of wins to losses. So what they do is they live from trade to trade, and they obviously try and be right on every trade they take, because the trading system is to them the most important element of trading, or of this profession. Trade 6 comes along and it's another loss. The amateur trader is starting to feel a bit of pain now. The trade 7 comes along, analyzing the market like crazy, and it's another loss. At this point, the trader is he's a bit angry, a bit upset, emotions going through his head, and he's not quite sure what's going on. Trade 8 comes along and it's another loser. At this point, the trader is absolutely gutted. Okay, and it's at this point where he says, this system doesn't work, let me find something else. Okay, now how does this sound? Does this sound like someone perhaps you've been down this road before? So what happens here? Okay, the system doesn't work, let me find something else. What happens at this point? Well, we go to the internet again and we buy another system. Okay, trading system number 2, and we start the process again. But this time, this system's promised us fantastic returns and 95% win ratio and all the rest. So what we do is we start putting it to the test, normally with real money. First trade comes along, it's a winner, fantastic, very exciting. Second trade comes along, it's another winner. This system is unbelievable. We've just had 2 winners in a row. It's just unheard of. Third trade comes along, and at this point, at the third trade right here, the new trader, after taking this new system, is over the moon. Okay, this is the easiest money possible, people. Trade 4 comes along, it's another winner. So as I showed you now with the casino, we've had random distributions between wins and losses. The first system I showed you here, we had 4 losses in a row, and it's pretty much a guarantee that your new trader will go off and buy a new system now because of these 4 losses. But on the flip side, when this trader now has 4 winners in a row with his new system, what is the most common effect? Okay, he now wants to start doubling up because he thinks he cannot lose, and this is where the trouble comes in. So trade 5, and nothing out of the ordinary, the trade just doesn't work, so he picks up a loss. Trade 6 comes along and it's another loss. So at this point, the trade is starting to feel a bit of pain, a bit of uncertainty in the marketplace. He's just had 4 winners in a row, and it's because of his fantastic system. It's because he he analyzed the market and he was right. Okay, now all of a sudden he's doing the same thing, but there's different elements in the marketplace, different people coming into the market, and now all of a sudden he's experienced 2 losses, which is nerve-wracking. Trade 3 comes along, or maybe trade 7, and it's another loss. And it's at this point the trader is really starting to feel the pain threshold. Okay, what does he do now? He starts to really analyze the market. This trading system, it was doing well, now all of a sudden it's not doing well. What's going on here? Trade 8 comes along, and he gets a signal, but what happens? He doesn't take the trade. Okay, I'm going to pass on this trade because the last 3 trades have lost. This one sets up, but I'm not going to take it because I know what's going to happen. It's going to lose. And what happens normally? It's a winner. Okay, and this is what really destroys a new trader. Okay, because he thought trading is all about analyzing the market, about being right, about his analysis being fantastic. He's had 4 great trades, okay, but these are just random distributions. There's no difference, as I showed you with the casino or flipping a coin, to this trading system. He's had 3 losses in a row. 4th trade comes along and he didn't put it on, and it was a winner, and this makes him really, really angry. Okay, so now the 9th trade comes along. He decides he's going to load the boat on this trade. Okay, put the risk up, max it out, trade as many lots as he possibly can. And what happens? He loses. Okay, and at this point he's absolutely destroyed, mentally, a mental wreck, as they call it. And it's at this point he says, the system doesn't work, let me find something else. And so the cycle goes on and on and on, and it's what we call in the gaming industry or professional gambling industry, it's called switching. Okay, if you don't have a strategy or a system in place that you can execute over and over and over and do the same thing without switching or changing the parameters, you're just not going to make it in this game. And this is exactly how an amateur trades, and why they battle so much. It's not the analysis, it's the way they think about trading. Okay, they're not thinking from a probabilistic mindset. Now let's move on and have a look at how the professional trader thinks. Okay, and this is how a professional trader approaches the market. They have a trading method, okay, that they've tested, developed, made it their own. And this is the important one. You've got to make it your own. You're never ever going to take a strategy. It doesn't matter how good a strategy is. It doesn't matter where it comes from. It doesn't matter what the developer or the trader that showed you the strategy, how good they are at trading it. You will never ever trade that method and get the same results. Okay, so it doesn't matter how good the strategy is performing for somebody else. I guarantee you will not get the same results. That is the hard fact of trading. Okay, a professional trader has developed a method that suits their personality. They've taken the time out to test it. Okay, and what they do is the same thing as we've just done at the casino. They start tracking their performance. So trade 1 comes along, it's a loss. Okay, there's no emotion involved. Trade 2 comes along, we put the trade on, it's a loss. Trade 3 comes along, we identify the edge, we put our stop in place, we know we want to take profits. What happens? There's no buyers or sellers at the level, okay, and we take another loss. There's no emotion in taking a loss because we understand the game of probabilities. Trade 4 comes along and we get a winner. Now we don't jump up and down, okay, there's no emotion attached to this. It's simply a game of probabilities, guys, and this is very, very important. Trade 5 comes along, it's a loss. Trade 6 comes along, and all we're doing here is we're identifying an edge, we're putting a stop in place, and we're putting a take profit, depending on how you define your objectives. Everyone's going to do things a little bit differently, and then the market does the rest for you. Okay, we don't get all upset or excited. You need to get rid of those emotions. Trade 6, trade 7, another winner. Trade 8, another winner. You can see we're not doubling up, we're not tripling the size, we're not taking excessive risk, we're not questioning our edge. Even after a string of losses here, 1, 2, 3 losses in a row, we're not questioning trade 4. Okay, we identify an edge and we take the trade. Trade 10 comes along, it's a loss. Trade 11, a loss. Trade 12. Do you think a professional trader has any thought about not taking the next trade? Okay, even though it's another loss, 4 losses in a row, it's a normal occurrence. Okay, random distribution between wins and losses. Trade 13 is a winner. Trade 14, a winner. Trade 15, a winner. Trade 16, here again, we're not doubling up on our positions. Okay, we're not taking excessive risk, we're keeping the risk the same size. Okay, so we've had 4 losers in a row, 4 winners in a row. Okay, our emotions need to stay the same because we understand the concept of trading. We understand that we're dealing in probabilities. We understand that it's a random distribution from wins to losses. Okay, we don't know where that next trade is going to come in, if it's going to be a win or loss. There's too many market variables that can change the outcome. Trade 17, a loss. Trade 18, a win. Trade 19, a loss. Trade 20, a win. So you can see what we've done now. We've basically done the same thing as I showed you guys in the casino with the flipping of the coin, or in this instance the one-armed bandit or the slot machine. It's just, we're tracking our progress over a sample size of 20 trades. So what happens after 20 trades? Okay, we now have one sample size completed, and this is very, very important, guys. Very, very important. We now can analyze what's just happened. So after one full sample size, the professional trader can assess his performance. If undesirable, he can then look to tweak his method, not switch to something else. And this is very, very important. So please read that again. After one full sample size, the professional trader can assess his performance. If undesirable, he can then look to tweak his method, not switch to something else.